If you're feeling exhausted and over 60, you don't perform as well in the bedroom. Like previously, and you're concerned about your prime years have passed, take careful notice. Because what I'm going to share with you could startle you, but it might also turn things centered on 3 basic nuts. Common nuts could be the key to increasing your vitality and restoring your courage and enhance blood flow and endurance such as you haven't had in years without taking any vitamins or medicines, just natural, authentic meals that combat the age-related slowdowns. I'm Dr. Laura, and I've spent more than 30 years assisting guys rebuild their confidence and strength. Additionally, I can inform you about their masculinity. Nowadays, growing older doesn't imply giving up. It entails becoming more astute about how most men are unaware that you need to fuel your body. However, these 3 nuts provide superior support. Stronger erections, circulation, and increased hormone levels through hard work with, rather than against, your biology. In this video, I'll demonstrate how and why they operate. Together, they have greater power. The most common error made by older males that undermines their outcomes is the easy daily habit that could be beneficial to you. Quickly return to your former self before if you haven't subscribed yet, jump right in. Motivate yourself to press the button, and to ensure you don't miss it, turn on the bell. Any upcoming videos aimed towards assisting people over 60 feel more robust, energized, and more assured each day, and if you discover this video provides type 1 assistance. If not, put 0 for your remarks. Aids me in producing material that actually promotes your vitality and health right now. Let's begin by discussing the fact that no man over 60 should be the first powerhouse nut. Should disregard this one as it is crucial. Function in increasing blood flow circulation and laying the groundwork for more robust, long-lasting performance. Let's discuss the earned nut. The Circulation King nut is the title. Walnuts are the circulation king and number 1. I still recall Tom, one of my patients. A 68-year-old individual entered my office. With a defeated expression, he said, "Doc, it's like my body simply no longer reacts to the desire to spend time with my spouse, yet it's not that I hear that it's working the way it used to. Far more frequently than you may imagine." And as with many other cases, Tom's blood was the problem, not simply desire. Flow, which explains why the first nut it is necessary to discuss the modest walnut. Although it may not seem like much, it is among the most potent meals you can consume in order to encourage circulation, and other than circulation, everything else is weak. Breaks down erections, energy, and mental clarity is where it all starts and finishes. Walnuts with blood flow are loaded with one beneficial amino acid is arginine. Generate nitric oxide within the body. The gas that relaxes your blood vessels and permits greater blood flow is oxide. When you're younger, you can freely generate a lot of it, however, after 60 levels rapidly decline, which is where walnuts enter. They aid in re-establishing that normal function that keeps your vessels open, adaptable, and quick to react. They're also abundant in omega-3 fats, which reduce inflammation and enhance cardiovascular health, 2 factors that are very important to any individual who wants to give his finest performance. Men have told me that after including a tiny handful of walnuts every night, their vitality returned in a matter of weeks. They woke up feeling better. Morning erections that feel more intense and even had greater endurance during the day. It's biology at work, not a miracle. The way it should after you give it the appropriate assistance, and the good news is that including walnuts is simple. No prescription drugs or pills, simply a natural tool that your body truly understands and is proficient in using, so if you've been feeling lethargic when you have erections not been as stern, or if you're general it seems like the drive has been running low. Just this one modification could begin to change the situation, but walnuts are just one component of the formula due to the next nut we're going to find doesn't simply encourage blood flow directly. Increases the strength and duration of erections power in a manner that has truly been demonstrated in clinical research that you won't if you are still here, you don't want to miss this. And you're hearing these insights, feel free to leave a remark on the first item and just so I know you're still with me, below this message and I are reaching the OK, guys, let's continue and delve. With the second strong nut that might aid in regaining your strength, and the second confidence nut is pistachios. Erection enhancer. A few years prior, I experienced a Richard, the patient, was in good health at 72. Overall, but I'm slightly irritated. He assured me, I'm there mentally, but my physique isn't showing up physically. Attempted the medications, but they didn't work for him. Feeling strange, flushed, and quite ashamed, what he desired was a natural remedy that proved effective with his body rather than against it at that moment. He was first exposed to pistachios by me. Pistachios are often thought of as merely a snack food, yet they are unaware that among the few foods are pistachios. Clinically demonstrated to enhance erectile operate organically, in reality, in an intriguing research from Turkish males who included pistachios into their regular meals for just 3 weeks had notable increases in the hardness of the erection, length of time, and general level of sexual satisfaction. Just real food, no drugs, no trickery. Pistachios are a great source of, similar to walnuts, arginine aids nitric oxide levels rise in the body production, which improves blood flow particularly to the places where you require it's what makes pistachios unique. Is their antioxidant combo. Plant sterols and good fat substances that promote the health of the arteries, lessen inflammation, and even lower negative levels of cholesterol, all of which add up to one thing: improved efficiency with increased self-assurance and less frustration. Richard included a little selection of pistachios to his day immediately following lunch. Typically, he began to notice differences. After 2 weeks, his mornings were stronger. Erections more impulsively, and most importantly, a feeling that his body was. When he eventually replied once more, he informed me, something seems to have clicked, similar to my system has just restarted. If you've been feeling cut off from your bodily self, or if anxiety related to performance has infiltrated, the image of pistachios might be the discreet fix you've been looking for. Forgetting that they're inexpensive and simple to discover and unexpectedly strong. But what should I mention that there is one more nut that not only aids in blood flow or strength of erection, but in reality supports hormone levels in your body from within. It's a testosterone energy game share, as well as prostate health, and this subsequent one might be the most significant of all. Let's discuss about the third nut. Let me use Brazil nuts, the hormone restorative. Tell me about Gary. He was 66. Energetic, sharp-minded, and still very much in love with his spouse, but he sensed, he informed me, I simply don't feel like my own vitality is lacking, and I'm not as interested in having sex. My body seems to be slowing down despite my efforts to fight it. He was acting appropriately, walking every day and eating healthily, but there was a deeper imbalance. I then inquired about selenium, and he, like most males, he glanced at me in confusion. Had never heard of it at all. So when it comes to Brazil nuts, these are not your Brazil nuts are a common snack that are packed with. Among the most potent is selenium. Yet underappreciated nutrients for male health. Just 1 or 2 each day can significantly enhance the synthesis of testosterone, health of sperm, and even shield. The issue with the prostate is that selenium isn't something that your body generates, depending on solely on your diet, and the older the more crucial it gets. The more Gary began eating only 1 Brazil when, however, things started to shift every morning. Better mood, less brain, gradually at first. Fog, additional motivation, but by the conclusion of he observed anything else within the first month. His libido had returned, and he wasn't trying. Like his body had been, it was natural. Awaiting approval to feel like a once more. The splendor of Brazil nuts is their simplicity eliminates the need for handfuls. Actually, too much can be more detrimental. Better, but that 1 nut a day turns into a form of hormonal insurance, regulating your testosterone levels, steady energy, and prepared for performance. If you've been experiencing a surge of is diminishing, like though you're exhausted without, you simply don't have the motivation or desire. This 1 nut might be the quiet now. Your body has been longing for a reset. What occurs when all 3 are combined? Of these nuts, pistachios, walnuts, and Brazil nuts into a single, easy daily routine, you might be surprised by the response. Thus it's not solely about the nutrients that they genuinely cooperate in a manner that boosts their personal advantages. Let's examine why that more important than most guys is combination. Determine whether you're still observing and considering this knowledge to be of value. The top comment in order to allow I am aware that you are currently here and engaged. Let's continue and investigate the point. The fourth is where things truly become complicated. Begin to unite to determine 4 reasons why these 3 nuts are more effective when combined. Anything I've discovered following decades of is this: the body when working with men doesn't heal alone, rather, it flourishes on collaboration on the appropriate components jointly rather not merely separately, and that's precisely what occurs when you introduce Brazil nuts, walnuts, and pistachios into every day. Each nut is done separately. Provides amazing advantages, however when together, they do something amazing. They encourage and magnify each other in let me tell you how your body actually feels. A patient's narrative that stuck with me: Dan 71 had attempted every nut at several times throughout the years, although he might occasionally nibble on pistachios for a time, then put them out of his mind. He had read about them a few months later. Try those walnuts, they were always a hit. Or miss, he approached me and said, Doc, I've done everything, but I'm not feeling it. I begged him to try something different. Something unique, not only to consume the nuts but to dedicate oneself to all 3 at once each and every day for 21 days. What occurred following those 3 weeks was amazing. Dan returned and stated, I'm not sure what's happening, but I feel more energized in the morning. Lighter, and my spouse observed that I'm more present. That final phrase stayed with me. Presence, since this is what combination provides you with more than simply physical enhancements but a revitalized feeling of becoming completely alive once more in your body. The walnut facilitates blood flow by opening the circuits that maintain your brain and heart, and the pistachio strengthens the erection. That base for enhancing erection quality and durability, and the Brazilian nuts subtly balance your hormones. Engine that gives you the advantage over it's a full circle approach from the inside out. That includes the 3 most typical men's difficulties after 60: circulation, drive and performances, and this is the best aspect, that there are no significant when your life changes. It's a 5-minute daily routine with significant benefits, but of course, even the most effective plan may be ruined by a single, simple error. It's something that I see all too frequently, and it may silently erase everything of your advancement without you noticing it. Let me demonstrate to you what it is and how to prevent it. 5 is the one error that most men make. One of the most challenging aspects of my work isn't identifying issues and assisting guys in seeing which they have quietly abandoned, not in a dramatic manner, gradually rather than all at once. Eventually, it typically begins with a shrug. A bit less drive, a bit less energy, perhaps some uncomfortable times in the bedroom, and rather than inquiring as to why or searching for answers, most guys ignore it. Beginning with, I suppose this is only a portion of aging. That's the attitude there. The largest is that silent resignation. Error, I see that your body isn't. That's what pains you the most. You are no longer responding. Ignoring and waiting, thinking nothing will change is what gradually robs you of vitality, not age per se. I recall conversing with a 69-year-old man named Bill, retired and humorous as ever, but his voice had a heavy tone when he remarked, I assumed this was my new normal, and that devastated me since I was aware that Bill didn't actually require fortunately, he didn't have to go back 30 years, he just required a minor change in his approach to his health as a readiness to quit discounting himself. Thus, I urged him to take one easy step. Things begin, the nuts begin to stroll once more and begin to think that advancement is still feasible in a couple of weeks. The man who believed he was dying began to feel like himself once more. Crisper, more vibrant, and more closely linked. The error in his physique is not related to aging. The error is presuming that becoming older entails giving up. Doesn't work if you stay. Be inquisitive, act, and offer your body what it needs to operate as it was created to, which leads us to the last component of this trip, the one that makes taking everything you've got effortless. Discovered and made it into a straightforward, sustainable, everyday routine without any misunderstandings or guesswork, just a straightforward route you can adhere to daily to feel more resilient. Vibrant and alive once more. Let's go over it together 6 times a day. I've had a lot of males with a vigorous regimen come to me feeling overtaken by the health suggestions available, supplements piled high, the half-read books on their kitchen countertops, and recommendations from friends, doctors, and the internet all dragging them in all directions. And I say the same thing to them every time. Taking action does not result in long-lasting change. More comes from doing the proper things regularly, which is why I created this daily schedule with simplicity in mind. Long-lasting and incredibly powerful, it is not dependent on having a gym membership, a dozen medications or a complex diet plan, only a few deliberate decisions made daily that collaborate to rebuild what age has attempted to erode this. What I suggest is to start your morning with a single Brazil nut. It's little, simple to recall, and provides a strong selenium dosage to help your testosterone levels and safeguard your prostate. Many of my patients maintain a prostate 1 nut in a little jar in their lavatory immediately following toothbrushing. No excuses. Don't forget to grab a lunchtime snack. A handful of pistachios without salt, particularly if you've been experiencing a decline. They will assist in energy in the afternoon. Stabilize and improve your blood sugar levels, circulation, and provide your body with the nutrients required to increase erection strength and stamina. And they also make a fantastic snack, followed by an evening. An hour before going to bed, grab a few walnuts, which not only encourages the restoration of blood flow overnight but also further reduces inflammation and aids get your body ready for relaxation and recuperation. Consider it your body's nourishment while you take 3 little steps and go to sleep. Repeated every day, however, I have observed these basic decisions have a profound impact on people's lives. Of males who believe that their happiest moments were when they acquired energy behind them. Intimacy and self-assurance without pursuing flawlessness, but by respecting their body with the appropriate fuel at the appropriate moment. But I want to go before we finish. Something even more significant for you, a message that goes beyond nutrition or routine, since every bodily change is a mental process, and what I'll be sharing in the ending moments can very well be the conviction alteration that alters the remainder of your life. Remain with me to the end if, since you've come this far, I'd like to take a minute to talk to you not in a medical capacity with a desk behind me, but as someone who's heard hundreds of men who were similar to you, men who sensed a decline in their strength, their confidence, and their waning vitality slipping away in silence, men who have loved and worked really hard to provide for others, and unexpectedly found themselves inquiring, "What about me? Where did I go?" That was it. It's more prevalent than you might imagine. Because asking is not a sign of weakness, rather, it's an indication that you are still concerned about desire to feel strong and alive, and the fact is that you can now learn roughly 3 easy-to-eat, potent foods. Eat Brazil nuts, walnuts, and pistachios to improve blood circulation, and eat pistachios to maintain a healthy circulation. To restore your performance's power and encourage long-lasting, natural erections, as well as Brazil nuts to subtly repair your hormone equilibrium and safeguard your prostate with just one tiny daily dosage that each person has on their own. They have the capacity to change things, but they cooperate and encourage one another. Hormones, your heart, and your manhood are based on nature, not marketing. When we stop, that's how the body functions. Battling it and beginning to fuel it in the proper manner. The key, as nature intended, is consistency of a morning Brazil nut, a few pistachios in the middle of the day. Before going to bed, walnuts aren't just snacks, they make claims, saying, "I'm not finished, I have more to offer, and I deserve to feel powerful in my own flesh." Because the actual change isn't simply in your physical sensations, it's in how you begin to represent yourself as more responsible, involved, and connected to those you care about. I've witnessed it occur too frequently for me to doubt it. I've witnessed the spark return. Shoulders raise the smile and bring it back. Relationships grow stronger not because of any miraculous remedy, but because a man decided to think that his life wasn't finished simply because a calendar indicated that he was above 60. Thus, if the message of today sparked something, if even a small portion of this resonated with you, that aspect of you that hasn't spoken for too long, let's get started. Begin today with tiny, steady steps to fuel your physique recovers its strength, and remind the world and yourself that your best years continued, they simply received a beginning. You still have time to possess authority, you are still a valuable man. Battling, let's keep him resilient. If did this video assist you in any way? Provided you with clarity, hope, or even simply a reminder that your health is still important, I would be really grateful if you could take a moment to enjoy this video, as it allows the platform to be aware of the value of this content. And assists more men over 60 in discovering the advice they are due. If you are aware of someone who might gain from this, perhaps a father, brother, or friend, share it with others instead of keeping it to yourself. You never know whose life you could influence. Just sharing this with others would be wonderful. Hear from you as well, please leave a remark below. And discuss what caught your attention. Intend to attempt or simply type "I'm beginning today," so I'm aware that you're making your feedback is the crucial first step. Entails sustain this purpose. If you wish to assist this channel in maintaining a supply of excellent material that is centered on men's health, you can help beyond age 60 using the link to make a little donation. Every little donation below aids in our support. More men who are practical and honest with their counsel instruments and the drive to experience their. Thank you so much for viewing and taking control of your health by acting now. Matters.